Ron Murray is a Wamba Wamba man, Swan Hill area, living in Yepeen, Newcastle, Maine, in central Victoria on Jarrah country. He's a cultural educator, storyteller, musician, didgeridoo maker, wood sculptor, and he is here today to play for us and perform an acknowledgement of country for the lands we are on today.
Oh. Yeah, thanks for having me to open up your conference. And I'd be no good as a guest speaker on technology, I tell you. I got left behind. I was born in the 1960s in New South Wales, and at a time when I was actually under the Flora and Fauna Act till I was about 7. So it was pretty big for me. I suppose, you know, with the politics nowadays, the voice into Parliament and all that, the biggest thing in my life was to be brought out from underneath the Flora and Fauna Act and be an Australian citizen after, I think, my mob, this proof of us being here, 60,000. They're saying up towards 100,000 now. So my little town, Balranald, it's only about 2,200 people. I grew up in a big sheep and cattle station out the road. My dad worked for 58 years on that station. Never drank alcohol, never smoked cigarettes. He was a fitness fanatic. Raised me and my 6 sisters. So I was in the middle of 6. It was pretty amazing. So I just sort of descended down from, some of you would know, a man called Sir Douglas Nicholls. You know, the football round named after him. He was the only Aboriginal ever knighted. So when I was 6, he was coming up to my house and rallying up all the elders to come on, stand up. We got to all work to become Australian citizens rather than being under the Flora and Fauna Act. So, yeah, I grew up fairly, not activism, political, but yeah, I've done my bit in Aboriginal affairs. As a matter of fact, I worked over the river here for 6 years as Aboriginal advisor to Victoria Police. So you imagine me coming from way out there in the bush down to the city. 6 years in Melbourne, and I need to get out again. So now I'm in Castlemaine, got 57 acres up on top of a hill with no neighbours, and I have eagles come and visit me, and little echidnas come in, and yeah, I've got 2 boys, and then yeah, my wife Sarah, and we live pretty happily up there. So now my boys are coming into Melbourne to go to VCA, and yeah, so it's a pretty special place down here. Melbourne, you know, if we look at the history of it, we've got the Wurundjeri on that side of the river, and then we got the Bunurong. We're right in the middle here, so I wouldn't be game to say which one I'm on. I know the elders on both sides. Only Joy Murphy, she's a pretty amazing woman. I've travelled around the world with her, as you know, playing didgeridoo and stories. She's an amazing woman as a Wurundjeri elder. Then we've got Auntie Caroline Briggs, who's a Bunurong elder on this side. And I don't tell either when I'm working with the other. There is a little bit of conflict there, but I love them both. They are pretty amazing women. So we are right here on the lands there. You know, William Buckley, I don't know if anyone's looking to William Buckley, he would have passed through here, getting down over to Williamstown, where he lived with the Aborigines for 35 years when he escaped from the convict colony. We've got a lot of history here in Melbourne, amazing. Matter of fact, Melbourne, my mob, the Wamba Wamba people, which is this feather I wear in my head, the male and the female, 2 of my mob were hung in Melbourne very early, and they only hung 2 of them. They let the 3rd one go, but Aboriginals never seen a hanging before. So he went back to my mob, and what he got hung for, because they killed a young man that had kidnapped 2 young Aboriginal women and had him in his tent at Swan Hill, Tintin Homestead. So even though he did the wrong in the first place, they had to teach him a lesson about hanging. Yeah, within a month of him letting him go back and tell the rest, if you kill white people, you're going to get hung, well, they invented another noose. They put one with the spear tips in the thing, so it wasn't a good outcome anyway. So yeah, when Aboriginal people, so you look at the stories here, they are thousands of years old, and if you ever get the chance to go and listen to some of them, Bunjil the eagle that created Victoria, and then we got Biami, the creator where I grew up as well. So I grew up where too. But when we haven't got time to tell a story today, but when they see an animal, when an Aboriginal child sees an animal, they think of the Indigenous story, the magpie. Why is the magpie in Victoria got a white coloured back? Go over to New South Wales, he's got a black coloured back. And there is a reason. There's no scientific reason, but there is an Indigenous reason. So they see a magpie, they don't think of the Collingwood Footy Club. They think of why the colours are like that. Yeah, so again, thanks for having me. I'll keep moving, and you enjoy your conference, and yeah, thank you again. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Ron Murray. I can't believe that I haven't been on a RubyConf stage for like 3 years. 3 years of lockdowns and no conferences. I mean, that's a long time. Ah, Selena, hey, how are you?
Hey, Michael.
What are we doing here? Oh, are we going to do our testing talk? No, our pairing talk. What about that talk we're going to do about mRuby, cRuby, jRuby? Maybe this is our chance to do our developer smackdown talk.
No, I don't think so. You see, we didn't get accepted to talk at RubyConf Melbourne this year.
Didn't get accepted. Well, actually, no wonder. Have you seen the lineup? Wowzers, this is next level. I don't really blame them for giving us a miss. So what are we doing here?
Well, I've been asked to MC.
MC?
Yeah, do you want to pair with me?
As in pair with you on being an MC?
Yeah, that kind of pairing. 2 heads are better than one, and it's not just the size of the head that matters.
Okay, what would be involved?
Well, we would need to be on stage between every talk.
Yes.
Intently preparing notes on every speaker, trying to engage the audience and keep everything moving along smoothly.
Okay.
And having to be here bright and early, like you were this morning, didn't panic at all, after all the goings out the night before.
That sounds like a lot of work to me.
So are you in? Pairing with me is always a good time.
There have been a lot of good times pairing with you. Yeah, let's do it.
We'll go on then.
What?
This is it. It's showtime, baby. Introduce me, in your big Buckman voice.
Ruby developers, engineers, and aficionados, I present to you the one, the only, SelenaSmall. Selena is a full-stack lead engineer at Fresho in Melbourne, Australia, who is particularly passionate about TDD, that's test-driven development. As a self-taught coder with a background in management, she is well-equipped to mentor others in her spare time. She is a Nuk Moi Ying, otherwise known as a professional kickboxer.
And this is MichaelMilewski. He is a developer keen on the people side of things. He loves pairing, and in particular with people new to writing software. He especially likes driving software out with tests and directing the evolution of the design. In his spare time, he does a bit of paddleboarding, camping, and watching any one of his 4 kids excel above anything he ever managed to achieve.
That's right. But I'm also, as mentioned, I work as a senior developer, and I'm working at the moment at the award-winning fintech Zepto. Zepto is a better way to pay. We are an API to do account-to-account payments and save on processing fees as compared to credit card payments. Zepto will be hiring later on this year, so as well as... we'll be hiring later on this year, and we also have an API to integrate with. So if you are interested in either of those, come and chat to me, and I can hook you up with working at Zepto, a better way to pay.
And as mentioned, I am one of the team leads at Fresho. Fresho is a leader in online software for the fresh food wholesalers, where one of our missions is to help reduce global food waste. We'll be looking to hire out later in the year as well. There is a crew of Fresho people here today. Anyone with big green Fresho logos on the t-shirt, go and chat to them if you're interested in hearing more about Fresho. I do have a very small handful of Fresho stickers as well, if anyone's into stickers. I know Ruby developers love stickers. First in, best dressed, because there's not too many.
Right, we've got a few little housekeeping things to get started with. We ask you all to have your phones on silent. It's hot, so make sure you're well hydrated. I believe there's water out in the foyer. Toilets, do we know where the toilets are? As well, out there.
We do, they're out. I was told it'd be really easy to find them, but in a rush right before this, they're right next to the escalator where you came up. We just missed a piece there as well, code of conduct. So we are a safe and inclusive community, and if you're not feeling that way, let us know, we'll do something about it. On your lanyards, you can find links to find out more about the code of conduct and a phone number you can call in case you get lost. Basically, Matt's is nice, so we are nice, and you can find more information on your lanyard.
Yes, and you can also find the people with red shirts. They'll help you find an organiser or the organisers around. So yes, if you feel uncomfortable in any way, go and tell them and we'll try and work something out for you.
On to our sponsors.
Sponsors, yeah, we'd like to thank our sponsors. Do we have some slides on the sponsors?
Yep.
Oh, Assembly 4.
Yep.
Right. Oh, Ruby sponsor. Ruby sponsor Assembly 4. Who were our sponsor for the Welcome Games Night. Who went to the Welcome Games Night last night? Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! That was good. So we have Assembly 4 to thank you for that night. And we have asked to read this statement on behalf of them so we all across what Assembly 4 does. Assembly 4 is a collective of sex workers, technologists founded here in Narn, Melbourne. We build technology-oriented solutions as well as actively engage in policy development that not only helps sex workers survive, but thrive. As technologists, we hold a great deal of potential power within our organisations, as well as the wider community. It is our responsibility to speak up when our work is being used to infringe on human rights. We ask all of you at RubyConf to think about everyone who uses technology to stay safe from both state and non-state actors, and what you can do to protect their safety and privacy. Thank you very much, Assembly 4.
We also have some Emerald sponsors. The first one here is HotDoc. HotDoc is thank you, HotDoc, sorry. HotDoc is Australia's largest patient engagement platform with over 8 million app downloads in Australia. Our mission is to enable the best healthcare experience for anyone in Australia, and we do this by working with GPs, allied health, dental practices, specialists and optometrists. Thank you, HotDoc.
Another one of our Emerald sponsors is CultureAmp. CultureAmp's mission is to create a better world of work. They are the global leader for employee experience, and their platform helps the world's most innovative organisation put their culture first. Thank you, CultureAmp.
We have a Sapphire sponsor, BuildKite. BuildKite. Woo! BuildKite is the platform for running fast, secure and scalable continuous integration pipelines on your own infrastructure. It helps the best software teams stay happy and productive. Thank you, BuildKite.
Next on to our Opal sponsors. Our Opal sponsors are Blackmill, Envato, Tanda and Up.
And we have some Amber sponsors there as well, CipherStash, Look Ahead and Pin Payments.
And finally, we have some speaker sponsors. These will be called out again once speakers come and talk. These companies have helped the speakers get here by providing payment for transport and accommodation. Thank you. Speaker sponsors.